It's time for Brewskis, our beer tasting segment right here at Swoop's World Late Night, sponsored by drinkswinespirits.com. So grab yourself a glass, pour yourself a brew, and join us right now for Brewskis.
Alrighty, so tonight we are trying I think this is a new brewery.
It is. I don't think we've done anything from them yet.
So it's Flying Bison Brewery, and that's from Buffalo, New York. We'll be doing two of them, one tonight, one a couple weeks from now. Tonight's offering is the Rusty Chain Vienna style beer, and I'm going to read off the back of the label here because they got a better description than what we got handed in the flyer. So
that's the second brewery in a row that's you've been impressed with the label.
That makes a difference, especially with small people, small companies. They always have. You might as well put something on that label, right? That give somebody something to read. Here it is, Rusty Chain. It is a crisp amber beer brewed in the Vienna style. We use a selection of European malts and generous amounts of 3 different hops to achieve its unique taste. The Chain is smooth enough to enjoy as a session beer after a great bike ride, or just with friends and family, and is flavorful enough to enjoy with your favorite foods. Flying Bison, changing the world, one beer at a time. Cheers to traveling on 2 wheels. So I gotta give them props for that. That's right up my alley, man. So here we go. Hopefully there's some good stuff. Vienna styles are interesting. Salud.
Bone did go first.
You did?
Yes.
Yeah,
you're right.
All right. Well, Vienna style it's actually a dying style. It's just nowhere near as popular as it once was. And the Vienna style kind of is closely related to the Oktoberfest style. Most of the best Vienna styles have, for many years, been actually brewed in Mexico because, in South America. Because, I wonder why. Because all those Austrians who weren't maybe allegedly Nazis, or were, and then left, went to South America and brought their beer with them. So, like Negro Modelo is a perfect example of a Vienna-style beer that's brewed in Mexico. That being said, so just to give you a little FYI there, I like it. It's definitely the kind of beer I drink in the fall. Way too sweet or heavy, I think, for me during the summer. I like this beer. I think it's a very well-made beer. Now, if you don't like the Vienna style, this beer they're just slightly odd or different than what you're used to because they're not super hoppy. But this is it's a well-made beer, and if you like a Vienna style beer, this is good.
Yeah, this particular style of beer carves out a little bit bigger niche for me than some of the other categories that we come across. Especially when I hear you talking about Negro Modelo, because that's definitely one of my favorite beers from south of the border. But like you said, it's not the kind of stuff that you want to be drinking when it's 90 degrees outside. This is definitely the sort of thing you pop when the weather cools off a little bit. And this is a nice drink. I'm digging it. Doesn't have quite what I normally look for, but for what it is, it fulfills its role admirably.
Well, I'm not sure yet.
If you're not sure, you just need to take another sip.
The taste of it is not bad, but I get this. You ever bite into a lemon and you get that little, I don't know what you call it. It's just, for me, it's just
tang in the back.
Tang in the back, and every time I take when it first hits, it's like biting into a lemon, and not one of my favorite things to do. But I do see where you're coming from because it is similar to Negro Modelo, which I drank a lot of when I was in Mexico. Kind of similar to somewhat like a Pacifico in I don't know, the heaviness. Not it's not real heavy, so kind of similar to that. The taste of it, I find okay. I just that sensation I'm getting, I find a little puzzling. But other than that, it is like you said.
Does it remind you a bit of like an Oktoberfest?
Yeah. Which this
style of beer kind of morphed into an Oktoberfest, and Oktoberfest tend to be just too, for me, sweet. And the Vienna style tends to have the right amount of hoppiness. It's just enough. Even then, it's too sweet to drink a lot of for me. But the Oktoberfest, a lot of times, you get that first drink, you're like, it's almost like it's almost syrupy sometimes. It's just too much malt. And the Vienna style for me is as far that direction as I can go. It's and because they have just that little bit of hops that kind of, or the right amount of the hops, I should say.
1 to 10,
This
10
style of beer, again, if I was going to rank this against my IPAs that I love so much, it wouldn't do well. I'm going to rank it in its category for what it is. It's a very well-made beer. That's the one thing that I think is very evident, is that the brewery brewed a good beer.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it a 7.
Well,
This is a solid 6 for me.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to have to go with a 5.5. Like I said, it is a well-made beer. Props on the label. Once again, I'm with you on that, so I can read, and it's a good-looking label.
Good-looking label, yeah. Bike chain on there.
That kind of that weird tangy thing I'm getting back here, like still getting after I'll finish it, of course. But,
it is a 5 plus.
It's just a 5 plus.
It'll get drank.
It's a 5.5.
That brings us to about a 6.17, 6.166666666. I don't know.
It's good enough, man.
Gets a little shady.
Well, there you have it. Another edition of Brewskis, sponsored by DrinksWineSpirits.com. Again, that's Brewskis, sponsored by DrinksWineSpirits.com.